Greetings, King. What's the
Greetings.
word?
Positive energy to all. That's my word. We
Nice. How you
live.
been,
We
man?
live.
We
Been good.
we gonna ride out for a little bit. We're gonna let this ride out for a little bit.
Let it ride out. He said he's gonna let it ride out.
I know you can hear it.
I can hear you. I can hear you. What you got going on over there? Man, let it ride out.
Yeah, Rich, let it ride out. I know you was listening. I saw you bop into it.
Ride
What's going on, King? How you been?
out. Good, man. Flowing.
Yeah, we all got our demons, right?
Demons.
Yeah,
That's what
mine's
we
are the
talking about today.
mine's are the meanest. Nah, it's beyond the
All right.
surface.
Beyond the surface. Going deep sea diving again.
Absolutely beyond the
Looking at
surface
it beyond the surface.
conversations.
Right, brother? And anybody out there asking why, because that's where all the solutions are. People say they always going beyond the surface because we about solutions. We ain't about we talk, but we ain't about talking in circles. You might hear some of the same things, but all the solutions is beyond the surface. So if you don't have no solutions, you ain't going beyond the surface. That's what we
Hey,
do.
Rich. Hey, Rich, keep them entertained for a little bit. I'll be
Keep
right
them
back.
entertained. Where you
Yes,
going now?
I'll be right back.
You start a live and you want to go to the market get groceries.
Yeah, I'm James Brown, all right?
Yeah, okay. I see that.
Yeah, yeah.
I see you feel good. Living in a man's world. Living in America. Anyways, hello ladies and gentlemen. This is Rich Lamar's platform now. Had to fire Jermaine because he wasn't paying me enough. So anybody want to comment and join in? Feel free. But we're just having a conversation today, going beyond the surface. Uh, Jumping from topic to topic and answering questions. Anybody want to ask a question out there? Normally we start a little earlier on Saturdays, but sometimes things get in the way, and sometimes things get going in another direction, or something comes up. We all got lives and trying to live through this quarantine and find solutions to other things. But we still here. We still not gonna let you down. We still gonna do what we do, and that's go beyond the surface. And hello to all the regulars out there and the new people and the people that's joining Mental Rolodeck on the social media. We have some new members, and Jermaine will tell you more about that. But yeah, we're going beyond the surface, looking at the quarantine, looking at the condition of Black people. Yes, looking at relationships. Personal relationships, male and female, husband and wife, dating, whatever you want to call your relationship. We're gonna touch on that. And relationships is broad because we have relationships with our cars, careers, things, children. Every interaction is relationship. And Motorola Deck has a relationship with you, those of you choose to listen and participate with us. And we hope it stays a good one. And whatever topic that you want to question on, or anybody that want to come on and bring something up. But let's look beyond the surface because that's where the solutions are.
I left you for 2 seconds. You asking for help already?
Yeah, I was telling them, it's my platform now, but you don't pay enough.
What you here talking to yourself talking about, man?
Yeah, talking about getting rid of you.
Hey, man, I sit back and I watch, man. I be your biggest cheerleader in the background. Like
You got to pay more money.
I see you, Rich. It's your
That's
show,
it.
King.
Nah, it's my show. I'm in your world.
Nah, you're the host tonight. I told you.
I'm in
We already
your.
had it.
Oh, I'm the host. Well, I can't see. I can't see the comments. Any comments yet? We
Ain't
gotta
no
wait for some people
comments,
to come
man.
on.
Ain't no comments, man.
Somebody's always listening. Somebody. We're never alone. No, we're never alone.
um, Shay said she's coming in to save you, man. So she'll be on
Coming
in
in
a
to
little
save
bit.
me.
She's coming
Yeah,
in to save.
tell her to throw a lifesaver.
So beyond the surface, huh? Natural
Beyond the surface.
conversations we have
Yeah,
among
I,
ourselves on a daily basis, right?
I spoke on some topics. The people that was listening knew while you was in there going to the market on your live, cutting their grass on your live,
It ain't going to no market. Like there's things that pretty much
cutting the
happen that you don't even you don't plan for. You just get last minute details and you like, oh man, I'm about to do a show right now. Like, what do y'all want? Like,
what you want.
Yeah, like what do y'all want? Basically, because there's renovation going on here. Like
Renovation.
yeah, there's renovations going on. So you got contractors flowing back and forth. Like so. You don't know when they gonna pop up. So that was the plumber. He's coming in to do certain things to the shower because they're gonna relocate it or whatever. So that's important step. So had to step out for a little bit. But yeah, what are we talking about?
I mentioned some topics that we going beyond the surface on, uh, from food and drink,
Okay,
relationships,
okay.
um, quarantine. Most of the stuff everybody else is talking about. But I'm saying going beyond the surface, that's where you find solutions. I mean, everybody talks, but let's talk and let's talk about solutions. If anybody has some solutions out there, feel free to join us.
It's weird. Everybody's talking about this quarantine thing. Um, I've never been in quarantine. I've been working this entire time ever since this pandemic started. And I know Steven can relate to this. Is I guess we were part of the essential working group. Like people got to get their beer, they got to get their food or whatever. So I was never quarantining.
No, same here. Well, I always did my own thing, so
What's up, Keiko?
oh, Keiko's in the house. Oh, she's in the
Mr.
comments.
Telford, what's up, King? Yeah, man.
What you saying about this quarantine? You say you never went to quarantine, that you on gate side. What you say?
I was never quarantining. I mean, like at the end of the day, I know we have spoke on me switching up my eating regimen. So been juicing and CMOS, the bladder and so on and so on. So to keep my immune system up, like for me, like drinking water, I squeeze a little lime in there because the lime is alkaline, even though it's acidic, but it turns alkaline. So I drink a lot of that. That's my natural flush. so I don't get sick like everybody else. I don't flow the way like everybody else because I want better for my health. As a father, I want to be able to run around and play with my children at the age of 60 like I'm still a kid myself. And the only way I can gain that is to actually take care of my health and take care of my body. So, I'm out here working on my six pack, man. I've been doing my push-ups, doing my mountain climbers, my planking, and so on and so on. I'm out here I'm out here aiming to get sexy, man. Flowing to get sexy, not
So
trying to get sexy. Yeah.
So you're working on your six pack. So what you got now? Just a 2-pack?
Yeah, I got a 2-pack and a really big pack. A really
You got
big
a 2-pack and a bag of chips?
Absolutely, man. I got that dad pack.
Got that dad pack.
Yeah, I got that dad pack, man. I ain't ashamed of mines, man. I'm still a
What the
sexy
older
beast.
the older man in New York used to tell me, he'd be like, "What's all that belly, man?" It'd be like, "That's a young girl's playground."
Ooh. Hey, some ladies love the cushion, man. Some ladies love the cushion. You
Hey,
can't.
some ladies like trampolining.
You know what I mean? Some ladies love it. Hey guys, if you want to be a part of the show, the link will be in the comment section, so you can click on it and let's talk.
Yeah, but we going beyond the surface. So we talking about solutions as we discuss.
Yeah, this ain't about play.
Not about play and nay and shenane. And
Even though we do play.
we do play. We playful. We playful. We play seriously.
And and honestly, it's really about togetherness and that format of unity, because a lot of us are unaware, man. Like today it's the X versus the Y chromosome, but the X and the Y come together, they create life. It's perfect balance, right? And we need to understand that as men, we're not greater than the woman. We are great, and we have greatness that we bring to the table. But life comes through her. And I understand and overstand that some of us and some queens are unaware of their balance or how to balance. And what we mean by beyond the surface, you got to stop blaming men for your endeavors, because you're creating your own reality. I'm not saying there's perfection within the connection, but everything about you is perfect, as well as the men. Because there's a lot of shit we take for granted and we don't pay attention to, like breathing, for instance, Rich. There's nothing more perfect than that. And we take it for granted because sometimes we breathe without knowing we're breathing.
Breathing?
Yeah. We have a question from King. King says, will the COVID-19 stop, or will it continue under our noses? You want to answer that?
What's the question?
Will COVID-19 stop, or will it continue under our noses?
COVID-19 is just a different name, same game. It's just a 9/11 in virus form. To look at it beyond the surface, just look at those of you who remember 9/11. Just look at what happened to society after 9/11, and look at what's happening to society now, and things are never going to be the same after this. After they lift like all of the mask and You know, you can take your mask off now. Now you can interact with people a little more, but still stay certain feet away. And what I'm getting at is after COVID-19, see, COVID-19 is about, if you look beyond the surface of it, see, we used to have more choices and options in life. Now, society and the government and the people who's really running things, who's really running politics, who's really running public policy, is taking away your options. They're telling you what to do. They're going to make your decisions for you. If you look at right what's going on right now, they're making decisions for you. Can you guys hear me okay?
You're clear, King. We're
Okay.
listening.
So they're making decisions for you. You walk in the supermarket, they say, stand 6 feet apart. Wear your mask. You can't come in here unless you have a mask. You see, they're making decisions for you. And the more you get used to wearing a mask and watching somebody else wear a mask, it's less fellowship. See, the government and the people who's really running things, they don't like critical thinkers. So they love technology. So they can't control us with the whip anymore and with war and guns. So they can control us with technology now and it's a psychological warfare. COVID-19 is a psychological warfare, just like 9/11 and JFK. If you just look at the history of America, how society changed after JFK, after World War II, after 9/11, and and all the way up to every 20 years or so, something happens, a tragedy to to where they get more control over it psychologically. So,
Um,
you know,
for me as well. I mean, I feel like it's gonna subside. I mean, there've been a COVID last year. What was it called? Ebola. There was a COVID beyond that, and the COVID beyond that called SARS, and there's a COVID beyond that, further beyond that, called smallpox and AIDS, and yeah, there's been COVIDs because when you hear them speak, they mention those things, right? But what we have to do is we have to strengthen our immune system, and fear debases our immune system because once the body is in fear, anything can actually rupture the walls and psychologically break down, the functionality of the body, you know. And we don't look at that. That's what I'm saying. Like, we take this perfection for granted and we let other people tell us we're not perfect. And I say, what is not perfect about us? If you get a cut within a couple weeks, you get a scab or whatever, you heal. You're not controlling that healing. I know we rip open the body and we have surgeries and stuff, so on and so forth, but that's us putting conditions on the body. So I feel like it too will pass, and at the end of the day, the flowing of greatness and love in life will take its rightful place where it needs to take its rightful place, because the hate will always be there, you know, but love will always overpower it. So and we're the one creating our own realities anyway. So if you stay on fear and you stay on the negativity, guess what? You're going to attract negativity. If you flow in a positive light, it start with a thought, and that thought get momentum and it becomes stronger. It can change things because the same energy that pushed forth out of the universe and Mother Earth is the same energy that you have within you. That's why sometimes I make fun of death, because nobody knows what dying is really like, because that's one place they have never been to take a selfie picture to come back and say, yo, Rich, this trip was dope. Like, I've, I've met I've met this person and I met the man with the tail and the pitchfork. Like, those are stories, all parables, and understand that God is within you. You are the God. There's no way within your body, you're gonna tell me that he has hair or wool and bronze and so on, and you're made in his image, and you telling me I'm not a god? Man, go. Yeah, I was gonna say something inappropriate, but I'm gonna keep it solid. I'm gonna keep it solid. And to you, Rich.
Yeah, if you look beyond the surface of this COVID-19, you know, it's a world war and biological warfare. It's affecting every country. So if you look beyond the surface of it, that means that that it's a certain amount of wealthy people who's controlling the banks and the governments, because you can't put everything on quarantine overseas and in seas, and unless it's the same people controlling it.
Are you talking about conspiracies, man? You got
Yeah,
theories?
yeah, that because when you investigate the investigator, of course it's a conspiracy. They don't want you asking no questions. They want to tell you what to do. See, they love control. They're control freaks. So they love to say, wear your mask, don't 6 feet apart. But when
Hey,
they but when they do their press conferences, they're not wearing a mask and they're not 6 feet apart.
hey,
Nobody's looking beyond the surface.
hey, but look. I mean, I don't. I'm not the smart. I'm smart to what I'm aware. I'm smart to my circle, to my square, right? This mask and this glove that people wears, right? The same. Say for instance, the same glove that they scratch their face with, the same gloves they touch the money with, the same gloves they open the car doors with, the same gloves they eat with, right? And then sneeze in the gloves and still keep it. Then want to shake your hand with the gloves and this mask. That's really, how can this mask supposedly prevent you from catching a virus? How does viruses work? I thought viruses are disruptive once it gets into the body, right? And I'm not a doctor. That's not what I'm here on. But the biggest organ on the body is the skin. It has pores, and some might say, it can't go through your pores like that. It has different layers. And then I'm like, okay, there's more than one window. Look at the eyes. It's very sensitive. If a light little piece of dirt goes in there, it runs over like a bucket sitting underneath a pipe. So I'm confused.
Well, let's look beyond the surface. When you cut the body, it grows a scab and it heals itself. When the body
Hmm.
has to urinate, it tells you, you don't tell it.
Okay.
If you look at Earth and nature, everything affiliates. If you go outside, I mean, if you're old enough to remember watermelon with seeds, we used to eat watermelon with seeds and spit the seeds out. And then we go back over there a few weeks later and see more watermelons growing. The,
Controversial fruit.
the, you know, Earth doesn't produce virus. The body doesn't produce virus. If you give the body what it affiliates with, you'll get rid of any virus. No, I'm not a doctor, but I healed myself. I know that much. And that's all you really need to know. If you know what to eat, but if you listen to the government and what to eat, you're going to be sick, because government is about business. The medical profession is about business. It's about our lives to us. See, they make everything into entertainment and business, from sports to religion to medical field. It's about business and entertainment and money.
And
That's not me talking. That's looking beyond the surface at what's actually going on.
another thing, right? How many of y'all out there that loves ice cream? One of the most, give me a flavor. One of the most popular ice creams, Rich. One of the most
Chocolate and
specific.
vanilla, of course.
Vanilla, right? Where do you think they get the scent or the actual solution for vanilla to put it in ice cream? Take a wild
Oh,
guess.
look, I tell you like this. I
Take a
tell you
wild guess.
like this. The cow, the cow is man-made. It's a hybrid. So they get milk. You can't make ice cream without that milk from a cow. So right
That
there,
that's cool. We
any
got that.
any anything
No,
from a hybrid animal is
no, no, no,
is,
no,
is
no,
gonna be
no, no,
unhealthy.
no. One of your favorite animals. You talk about him when he builds a dam. He builds
Oh, the
dams.
the beaver.
It comes from the beaver's anus, and you do not have to take my word for it. We all have the internet. Vanilla comes from a beaver's
Oh,
anus.
I thought you were talking about ice cream.
It is ice cream. The vanilla, the scent, the solution is a discharge from the beaver.
Oh, the vanilla itself. Yeah, but
Yes.
so you mix that though with the hybrid cow though, with the how the
Yeah, with the
cow.
pus, the mucus, and
Right.
the cow's ejaculation. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have a man-made catastrophe that tastes good because it's geeked up on sugar, and then like even muffins, they have hybrid carrots, purple carrots, stating that they're actually blueberries. And people swear it's blueberry, but it's not blueberry. Even one of our favorite candies growing up, jelly beans. I bet a lot of y'all are unaware that jelly beans actually have turtle wax on it. That's for your car. You're putting that shit inside your body. There
And
is things within there's things within the US that we consume that is banned in other countries that the FDA has approved. King, I understand what you're saying. Natural vanilla is planted. Vanilla is not natural. It's a man-made thing. There's nothing natural about vanilla.
well, I never said it was natural. I'm saying
Not
that
you. I'm talking
it.
to Sar. Sar said that.
Oh, oh.
He's saying
Well,
it's not always from a beaver's from an animal. I get what you're saying, but it's a man-made plant. Go ahead, Rich.
it's if you look beyond the surface, uh, they have us so programmed that we believe everything they say and we overlook the obvious. It's just like when you grab Vaseline, it says petroleum jelly. It's the same thing that you put in your car tank. It's mixed with that.
But
And
experiment with that, Rich, with a cup of ice, and throw the same oil you fry your so-called meat into, and mix it and see what it turns out into. Petroleum jelly. But my last interruption. Go ahead.
no, I'm saying people say, well, I can't look at life like that, blah, blah, and they say, and then they turn around and they say, well, I'm trying to be serious about life because I got kids and that. And I just want to tell the people that this, what I'm saying is if you look beyond the surface, solutions are there. There's too many things and too much going on, and people know that there's something wrong. People that's sick and they don't know why they're sick. People know that there's something wrong with society, but they can't put their finger on it. I'm saying if you look beyond the surface, you will see the solution and you will know what to do. And so I'm saying if you look beyond the surface and be serious about life, I'm not saying you're not serious about life, but the question is, okay, what is being serious about life? Is it about getting a job? Is it about getting your education? Is it about raising your kids? All that's important. But you're not serious about life if you're not serious about what you put in your mouth and what you let in your brain. And where you put your thoughts to is who you give your power to.
Also, your money. Who you give your money to, you give your power to as well.
That's right. And if you got your money on your mind and your mind on your money, so if you're out there saying thinking you're serious and you putting all of this grease and starch in your mouth, you're not wise at all. So, that's not me, that's nature talking. Because the giraffe doesn't get sick, the elephant doesn't get sick, the elephant doesn't have COVID, the giraffe doesn't have COVID. The animals eat off the ground and they don't wear masks. They don't jog around the park with a bottle of water. The gorilla in Africa lives almost 200 years. He's not jogging. He doesn't have a gym. He's eating live food and plants. He's living off the air and real oxygen and real life. He's serious about his community. He's not listening to the government that's trying to kill you. You take that same gorilla that's in the zoo who's only lived 50 years.
Greetings, Queen.
Greetings.
Go ahead,
Greetings.
Rich. Go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, and what I'm saying, and welcome our queen. And what I'm saying is, they say the animals are less than humanity, but humanity is the only species paying to live here. We're the only ones that's not free. And they said dinosaurs used to be over 10 stories tall, and now they're extinct because they extinct themselves. Are we
Unbelievable.
not
Okay.
are we not walking in the dinosaurs' footsteps?
I think that's a fairy tale, but I'm gonna leave that alone.
But look at the point I'm making. The point I'm making is humanity has everything at their feet, and you choose to pay to live here. You choose to eat garbage. You choose to go against Mother Nature. Is that
Go,
being serious about life?
but I want to piggyback off of what you said too, King. And what I'm gonna piggyback off of is that um, you know how one of our things is money, right? Hold on. One of our thing is money, right? But if the body is not healthy to go get it, guess what's gonna happen? You will never be able to celebrate.
Exactly. That's
You
what I'm
got to be
saying.
healthy to spend it. You got to be healthy to spend it. You got to be healthy to do things for your reflections, your kings, your queens. You got to be healthy to love, to like, to dislike, to even bitch and complain. Like you got to be healthy for that. But when you're in true health, certain things don't matter to you because certain things is not an argument to you because you're in your balance. So your mind is a lot clearer and you flow a lot better.
Right. But we overlook this because we fill ourselves with all this technology and all of this must and must nots that lead us to self-destruction. We're self-destructing
Okay.
because we're not looking beyond the surface. We're not looking at what we should be eating, what we should be saying. We're just looking at what makes more money and what makes more power, and science is just what can build the biggest bomb and the biggest catastrophe, and we're self-destructing.
It's a question
I
for
mean,
both
if
of
anybody
y'all.
has, that's the first.
What is power?
What's the question?
What is power
Power is a force to where you can make things happen.
pertaining
Some
to
people don't have
us?
to humanity.
Yeah, what is power pertaining to Rich? What is power for Rich? Let me say it like that.
Power to me is the movement of nature. Power to me is the movement of nature.
Okay.
Now, a man could have power if somebody gives him power, like the president, the power to make laws and all that. But to me, that's superficial. To me, that's an illusion. To me, that's manipulation and deception. You know, but power can be defined in many different ways. But I say you have the power to what to put in your mouth and put the right thing in your mouth, and you really see what power is because God is in you. Your body is a temple. Your body is the so-called church. You put the right thing in your mouth and you treat that temple right, you'll see the God in you. I don't follow any religion, but there is a God and a devil. And to me, the God is in you when you treat the temple correctly. And the devil is in you also. Every time you lie, that's the devil in you. So this power thing is an illusion. But but there's a force out there that keeps everything in line, and that's nature and the universe. Now, a soldier could have power with a gun. People say I have power with a gun. Yeah, only power only exists with if somebody is scared of you, you can gain a power over that. But that's superficial to me. I don't really look at the word power. I look at the word. I look at flowing with nature. I don't really don't pay attention to power. I pay attention to uh what I know. I either know or I don't know.
Okay. Hey, Queen, what is power to you?
Rich made a great point with either I know or either I don't know. So when I um, think on that level, well, when I, let's see,
Take your gum out.
when when Rich says either I don't know or I know, that puts me in the idea of intentions. Okay. So power is based in your intention, what your intention is. And whatever your intention is, that's what you give power to. Whatever you think, that's what you give power to.
Okay.
Right. And Rich says, you have there's a God and a devil. When I think of that, I associate that with your your um your higher and your lower self within yourself, right? And you choose what you will entertain. That's where your power comes from.
Okay. Um, for me, I look at power as being able to connect with people. Um, Power for me is change, and it's based on how many lives you have touched, how many people you have helped. I don't look at power as having money. Like Rich said, it's superficial. That's surface based because a lot of people will have the funds, they're able to travel around the world and do whatever the hell they want to do versus a man that only has his family and he's working to make ends meet and he's happier than the man that has the bread. And the man with the bread is thinking about committing suicide and he has all the money in the world because he lacks the happiness the other man that's taking care of his family has. So I look at like 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 love. Like I was watching the Kendrick Lamar clip, and he said people fail to understand that all that's required of us is the continuation of love. I'm not quoting it as exact way, but the primary word was love, and you can see it when somebody is in love and they forward that love. It creates a flow of balance, right? I don't believe in good or evil. Like you said, Queen, it's a higher and a lower self, right? We are the most destructive creatures on this planet. Animals hunt in order to gather for their family. That's balance, right? Certain men hunt for sport, and that sport destroys and take away from those families because we feel like we're greater than the rock or we're greater than that animal. But that animal also has speech. It also has a community. It has family. It's just that we're not on the frequency that they're on to understand what they're saying. For us, it's just rubble like, oh, they're growling. Oh, the dog is barking. And this,
Mhm.
they all have language as well. So since it's beyond the surface, we got to look a little deeper. It's kind of like somebody in another country. They have another intellect, right? And sometimes we can't even understand it. Like I'm from Jamaica, and most of the time I start talk like this, no people don't understand what I said. You know what I'm saying? So the animals is the same way. The plant is the same way. The plants give birth, and everything flow with each other outside in Mother Nature. We're the ones that don't flow with each other. We question everything. We have the opportunity to change. You know what? I like that sneakers. I don't like that kicks, man. That kicks. Oh, I want this. Oh, I feel for a burger. Oh man, I feel for that. You know, like animals don't attack unless they're bothered. So I look at the greatest form of power as touching and connecting with other people, creating relationships, building a reputation that way, just flowing.
But let me
And
let
with
me say
I
let me
yield.
say one. I'll say one thing about power. On the surface of power, I've defined power as something that has a force. Like the word "goddamn" came from the came from the came from the word came from the beaver. A beaver makes a powerful dam. That's where the word "goddamn" came from. And because the word God came means power. So on the surface, I would define power as a force, uh, a force. Like anything with a force has power. But beyond the surface, um, if people come together, they have power to overthrow a government. If people come together, it's only a few wealthy people that run the banks that's got the whole world in quarantine. But if the people come together, the people will have the power to overthrow them. But we're conditioned not to come together. So we're conditioned to listen to the people that's dividing us. So we lose power. So whoever you give your thoughts to is who you give your power to. See, power has its place. Power has its place, but we will see the ultimate power if we come together as a people. Then we won't have to listen to people who say, be in quarantine, stand over there, wear that mask, and COVID-19 is going to be over next week. If you listen to the things that they're saying, it's they're telling you we're going to open things next week. What's changed from now to next week about a virus?
Hey, King.
You have to stand in awe.
I get it. Like everything there's nothing unbalanced about what you're saying, right? And since you want to take it deeper than that, you're saying that power is force, right? In actuality, the people is the government. If you pay attention to the documentation that was signed, it's we the people, right? So the people is the government. But if you want to go beyond the surface and look at it, I can stay here and you can stay in Vegas and we meditate together on the same thought. Sinead can stay in the Bay and meditate. We all meditate on the same thought and bring forth that force and bring forth that change.
Yes,
But
but that's what I'm about. That's what I've been saying since I've been on this platform. That's what my book is about. You don't have to be in the same place to come together because we're here, there, and everywhere. That's why who you give your thoughts to is who you give your power to. If we give our spirit to the same source, we'll go beyond government. We wouldn't need a government because we'll be together. You don't need a government for your house and children
but don't
because
you
you
think
love
they
each
know
other, you
that?
work together. Huh?
Don't you think they know that? And that's why they do these propagandas to actually keep you away from your power, King?
Yes,
Like,
but that's what this platform is for. We want to open minds. We want to talk beyond the surface. We want people to look at it and change what they're putting in their mouth and what they're putting in their brains. Then you won't be a follower. You won't depend on a vote that's rigged or the presidents or the government or this politics or this evangelical nonsense. You see, it's been in life since you've been here, since your parents, it's been in life for centuries. Governments, religions, it don't work. If government and religions lead up to what we are now, can't you see it don't work?
Shanae, I'm gonna fight you, and I'm gonna fight Courtney in the background with the phone on. I'm
Okay, let me put it on mute.
no. What do you
You know,
what do you think about what Rich just said?
Courtney's behind. Hers is slow.
I know. Tell her put her headphones on because I can hear her. I
He
can hear
said
the
put
conversation we
she has
having too.
put your put your he said you have it in, right? Your Bluetooth?
Wow. I guess my ears is clean because I can hear everything. See how nosy I am?
Very nosy. So, okay, Rich, what Jermaine, what was Rich explaining? Rich, now he completely threw me off. Can you kind of
No. Well, to sum it up in a nutshell, I was saying on the surface, power, I define power as a force, and I said the word God. means power,
Mm-hmm.
but the word goddamn came from the beaver's dam because it was a powerful dam.
Mm.
You know, a lot of people don't know that. So I'm saying if you look beyond the surface of power, if the people come together spiritually, we are the world. We can run the world. We are the government. We are the world. If we come together spiritually, we can do it. Not according to a book, not according to uh, Jews or Christians or Jehovah Witness, according to us and our common sense. Because religion and government and guns and war has been on this earth for centuries, and it just leads to self-destruction. It's just building better weapons, but psychologically we're still the same. It doesn't work. All of the religion and the governments is not working.
Right. So we would agree if we meditate on the same energy, then we could create a change.
Yes, we will put the guns down. We would stop, killing somebody. They, they're saying, they're telling us killing people creates peace. That doesn't even make sense.
At all.
But if you do what you just said, and if you can have fellowship with somebody and meditation and common sense, you're not going to want to shoot them. I mean, we all have things in common. Earth is home for all of us. So we can't say Earth is just for black people. We can't say Earth is just for white people because Earth is for the ant and for the mountain and for the stream and for the black, the Asian. Earth is for all of us. But we follow this evangelical nonsense and these governments and these leaders, and they stay fat while we still look for crumbs. And they're leading us to destruction. We're self-destructing following them. And they tell us to wear masks to avoid it. They're laughing at us. The people that's telling you to wear a mask is not wearing a mask. You have to stand in awe how people just so gullible with whatever the government says, and so gullible to whatever the preacher says, and so gullible to whatever the supervisor said. We're grown people. We have children, and if I had a son, I'd be embarrassed if I'm following somebody that's leading the world to self-destruction. If you look beyond the surface, you see it. The doctors haven't cured anything, but we still listen to them. They haven't even cured the common cold. So how in the hell are you going to tell me what to do with coronavirus?
Well, the thing people don't pay attention to is it's the practice of medicine, not the cure.
Right, but still they haven't eliminated any disease. And you still want me to, what if you took your car to the shop and you'd be like, hey, I heard you fix tires. Yeah, but I never fixed one right. What would you do?
Right. Right. Because I'm just practicing. I haven't really fixed one.
Yeah, I haven't really fixed one, but if you went to the doctor and like these preachers tell you, or people that call themselves Christians or whatever, and I have to talk to my pastor about that. These grown ass people. What if the doctor says, let me come back, I got to call my teacher about this. Just look at this. If you look beyond the surface and really be aware and look deeply at what people tell you and what's going on, you will see that you are being a fool, including Rich Lamar. But if we come together, we can tell them what to do. It's only a handful of wealthy people running things, but it's billions of us.
Absolutely.
But they got us so comfortable with our cell phones and our new shoes. And you really don't own anything. You're just paying for privilege. You don't own anything. Really, the wealthy people that's running everything, they don't know what a supermarket looks like inside. They don't know what a paycheck is. They don't know what bills are. They don't have a mortgage.
They don't have a debt note, Rich?
They don't. They don't have. They have all the money. That's why they play games like coronavirus. They play us like a video game.
Debt pledge. Um, you don't like your Gators? I heard you complain about shoes. You don't like them Gators and the fedora? Like,
Yeah.
you know, the fluffy cape with the goldfish in the shoes. Come on,
That's
Rich.
why they pay those fashion designers so much money. That's why they pay entertainers. You ever notice that entertainers and fashion designers make more than the people in the medical field? Because these are the people that keep you wearing different fashions, that keep you comfortable while you can't look beyond the surface.
Damn, Rich, you saying Gucci is just a name plastered on a regular shirt, and it's like $100 a shirt? That's what you're saying?
The Gucci makes more money than doctors and teachers. Wouldn't it make sense if doctors and teachers made more money than entertainers and those people? Those entertainers is what keep people blind, keep you
So what you
entertained while they doing what they do.
so what you telling me? Your degree don't mean anything, does it? You put a limit on your education, but if you pay attention to the definition of education, it says it never stops. It's something that's always continued, right?
No, it's limited.
So, weird. Even though, yes, they come on, King. Like honestly, like I'm not gonna let you like put everything on them, make it seem like they have all the damn power like that. The power's in our hands. We got like cut the bullshit. Stop sugarcoating it for these people.
Well, I just want the
They're in
people to
control. They're in
yeah,
control.
right, but I
Because
want
when
they're not in control. That's not what
but
that's
look,
what
but look, because they chose not to be in control. Because when you're pissed, when you wake up in the morning, you feel like taking a piss or a shit. There is Donald Trump is not in your bathroom with you. Say, yo, here's some angel soft tissue. Like, yeah, it's really nice on the anus. Go ahead and wipe gently, or let me hold your shaft and piss for you. So
yeah,
you
but
have
that's
to
what
understand what you take in. You're the one taking it in. You can't blame it on somebody else. You're the one ingesting the shit. You choose whatever you read. If it, I choose to read this, and I
right,
choose to take whatever it gives to me.
of course, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying the reason why they're choosing that is because they're manipulated. They've been
Damn, Rich,
conditioned to choose that.
I just reached for your book out of nowhere, but yeah, that's another. But that's the thing. Accountability. We have to take accountability.
Yeah, but see, a child to do everything an adult tell them to do, whether it's right or wrong. But see, that's why they got the youth that's wearing a mask right now. They're gonna think that's the norm in society, and it's gonna be every generation has least resistance against the government. They've been doing this for centuries.
I don't think so. I think we're changing. I think this is we're I hate the terminology wake, because in wake is a celebration of death. Um, I would say that more people are becoming aware, and the awareness is starting with the youth, because you have certain youths, they may do it in a lackadaisical way, but they're telling you that they don't give a shit about what the past generation have done. They're telling you that they're gonna do it their own way, and they don't care about what the elders say. And the elders are saying, "Oh, the youths don't listen." But when the elders were in the youth's position, they also never listened. They also did what they want to do to their prior elders, and so on and so on. It's like everybody is running around pointing the blame and pointing on the next person versus holding themselves accountable or looking at the man in the mirror.
Right, but see, if you look when everybody's 13 to 12 years old, they see that society is messed up and they try to change it, but they get buffaloed into the system and go right to the service and they go right to a job and right to school. This is obvious. You can see this, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying you have to start with your own kids. You can tell your kids, "Oh, keep your grades up and revolt," but they don't see you revolting. You can tell a kid to eat right, but they don't see you eating right because the kids is gonna do whatever they tell you to do. If if a person looks at this government and they be like, "This hasn't worked in centuries. We're gonna change it, and you can't stop us." What if everybody that went to war said, "We're not fighting for you no more"? What if all the soldiers put their guns down and says, "We're not going to war"? And what are they gonna do?
There wouldn't
This
be
is
a
what
war,
we
Rich.
see. But see, awareness is action. See, we think too much and we feel too little. We talk too much and we got no action. Awareness
Mhm.
is nothing without action. Just like they say, faith without works is dead.
Mhm.
Awareness without action is dead.
But let me ask you this: why we don't listen to our parents? Because I have a favorite saying, like you're a model that don't you're a role model that don't model your role, and that's how kids learn. Like my sons, like I could talk till I'm blue in the face. They're not gonna listen until I start walking it or taking the action. That's when they be like, oh, boom, oh,
Right,
daddy's doing that. Like my son in the background,
right,
like flowing with my mannerisms. Like, oh, that's how daddy bop to the music or whatever, whatever. Kids go off your action versus your speech.
right, right.
You know?
And that's what I'm saying. You have to
Mhm.
use your awareness and action. Why do you think the lion is the king of the jungle? He didn't go to MIT. He didn't go to Princeton. He didn't go to the gym. He watched the lioness. He hung with other lions. White people send their kids to hyena school. You don't see lions sending their
Look at
kids to hyena
it's
school.
giving it to you.
Hey, Rich. Hey, man, the lion's the king of the jungle because of his roar and his mane, man. I'm gonna say that because he's a lazy motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You know what I mean? And take something deep from that from that action, right? His roar, his mane, and when he's hungry, the queen hunts for his food,
But
right? He
the queen doesn't have to worry about protection though when it comes to
at
somebody trying to take over the
but
prize.
do you see how they work together?
Yes.
Okay,
See,
it's the same
see,
as an hyena. You mentioned hyenas earlier. If another hyena come in their tribe that's not from their actual tribe, they're gonna force him out because he don't smell familiar.
right.
He's not a part of their
But you don't
tribe.
see the lions, sending their cubs to hyena schools like we do.
Touche, 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 touche. We no, and that's what I'm saying. It goes back to accountability because a lot of us, and it goes back to some things that we have talked about in our past, present, right? We have talked about like you got somebody here, yo, I don't drink, yo, son, I don't this, son, I don't go this, son, I don't do this, son. Wait,
But
wasn't
wait,
that
check it out.
Ray
But
drinking a
wait,
scotch earlier?
check it out though, Jermaine. You said a deep thing. See, once you take a people away from who they are, you can turn them into whatever you want to. If once you show the black people that they are lions, they're not gonna let you treat them like hyenas. They're not gonna let you treat them like a dog in the street. Once you find look, if you open the letter and find out you inherited $45 million, how are you gonna treat your job the next day?
Oh, me? Oh, yeah, that's to me or that's to Queen? Because me,
To everybody who's listening.
I'm gonna be ignorant. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna sit my ass there the whole day. I'm on a long lunch break. I'm gonna bring their uniforms back. I'm gonna bring everything back to them, and I'm just gonna chill. Like, you know what, man? Today, guys, lunch is on me. I don't feel like working. Y'all go drive the trailer by yourself. But I'm gonna chill for today.
Exactly. I'll still show up for work. However, I'll be sure to make sure that they fire me. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna be real relaxed. I need them to fire me so I can still get paid for about 2 years. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you got 45, and I want everybody that's listening to listen to this. You got $45 million. 45 million is not a whole lot of money, but you don't have to go to work.
Right.
But you're gonna treat yourself a lot differently, aren't you?
Oh
Because
man.
you find out who you really are. You're not gonna let
Right.
anybody treat you any kind of way.
They gonna be like, yo, Jermaine thought he was the shit. He thought he was the shit before. Damn, he got a little bit of money. He's really the shit now. And you know, they expect you to go squander it. And they be like, nah, he just bought like 7 food chains. Oh, he just invested in this. Like, oh, we thought he was gonna blow it on sneakers. Like, I don't like what you like, partner. I like art
Hmm.
too. I like art too. You know, like it's man, it's a way of thinking, man. And when you
It'll
don't think
definitely
like them,
change the way we handle it.
yeah, we don't think like them. So I can't speak for every single body. I can speak for
But
Jermaine.
if you find out who you truly are, it's just like your gold necklace, your check that you have to cash tomorrow. You just don't put it up anywhere. You treat it differently. If you find out that you are a king, that you are a spiritual god, you're gonna treat yourself differently.
Hey, I was born this way. I was born a king, man. That's why I'm growing out my mane, and I'm growing out
Growing
my
out your own
antennas.
crown.
Yeah, so I can speak to the universe. I know you heard. I heard you talking slick about perm. We don't perm nothing over here. This is natural wool. This is energetic. This is an antenna. I speak through the universe through that, and my ancestors speak to me through this. Like simple things like this we take for granted. You know, I was talking to Queen today, and she was telling me how her hair, like when she was treating her hair, and it was heat up to the point where a hand couldn't touch it because it would retain so much heat. Like the simplest things we take for granted, and everything actually has a purpose. And you have people that will listen to you and make forth the change, and then you have other people that want to remain ignorant. They want to remain without that information, or they're within fear. They don't want that. They don't want that change because they rather be normal. And to me, being normal is boring, right?
Right. I mean,
Yes,
you
and I
you
would
are
always pay attention. Oh, go ahead, Rich.
no, go ahead. Go
I
ahead,
would
Shanae.
always pay attention to my stylist. Is when she would flat iron my hair, she'd say, "Gosh, your hair's so hot, I can't even hold it in my hand when I'm flat ironing it." And for some reason, I tuned into that, and I was like, "Whoa, that's really powerful." The fact that you're flat ironing my hair, and when you touch it, you got to move your hand away, and it holds so much heat. So yeah, that's huge.
Wow, how did you? That sound like the same story I just told. What the hell?
Yeah, because
Oh,
I
that was
was
you?
telling the same
Oh,
story.
wow, that was you.
Yes,
Oh, sheesh.
the
Damn, I'm
same
getting, I'm,
story.
I'm getting
Okay,
old. I'm
yeah,
getting old.
no, no, you're not getting old.
I'm not
Okay,
sure.
Rich, what were you saying?
I was I was saying I've dedicated the rest of my life to tell the youth, to tell anybody who would listen about what to eat and you. I'm no smarter than anybody else. It's just I took the moment of the present now to really look and meditate and look. That means I just remind people what they forgot because the average person is busy, too busy to look at life deeply. And it's by design. But if you look at life deeply, you'll find out that you are unique yet universal. You are a God. You are God. You are God, and you don't have to take anything from anybody. You don't have to listen to anybody. That doesn't mean be rebellious. That means be aware that they owe it to you to let you know why. If somebody want to tell me what to do, they got to tell me why. You just can't tell me to wear a mask. Oh, because of coronavirus. You got to tell me about that virus. How does it work? Where does it come from? Because I know that nature doesn't produce virus. So you want me to listen to the person that created the virus? Once you find out how special, it's just like opening a letter. You've inherited 45 million. Right then, you treat yourself differently, and your life is it's priceless. It's beyond money. But they got us so conditioned that we gotta listen to somebody. We gotta follow somebody' advice. You gotta stand in awe of how grown people listen to this asinine stuff and follow it and really depend on presidents and governments and prime ministers and kings. and queens. When you're a king, everybody is a leader. Everybody is a leader. You are a lost person if you depend on the vote and the president. And let's discuss it. Anybody that doesn't agree with me, let's discuss it. I discuss. I don't debate. I discuss. And if you prove me wrong, then I'm wrong. But everybody is a leader. You don't
Hey,
need
Rich.
anybody. You don't need anybody to. If you're a parent, you don't need anybody to raise your kids, but you.
Hey, Kings. What do y'all feel about the coronavirus? You think you're gonna come outside and you think you're gonna get the opportunity to come outside? You don't? What you think? Yeah? You think adults is controlling everything, right? No. Who's in control? You're in control? You thinking too long, man. You're on the scientists? They're in control? Yeah? Say what? And the president? You think he's in control? You don't think you're in control?
Wait a minute. What did he say?
Oh man. Hey, say what's up to Rich, Jitum.
What's up? What's up, brothers?
Oh man. I should Jitum, you wanna be on the show? I'm gonna bring you on the show.
Bring him on.
I'm gonna bring you on the show. I'm gonna send you the link.
Name Junior.
You wanna be on the show?
Have you talked to the youth? We need to talk to the youth anyway.
But I want to do a show with them so bad, like, cause they be having so much to say. I want to do a show with them because they're the one that's going to continue our legacy. They're the one that's going to make us greater at the end of the day.
Let's start the youth. We're gonna start the youth programs with them.
Are you supposed to click the link?
Yes.
You tell me.
I'll try.
You'll try. Oh man, it was funny, man. Kids are funny. Kids are funny. Yeah, those are my reflections. So it's like it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I always like stop what I'm doing and talking to them and stuff. But Rich, you're 100% accurate on everything you're saying. You're always correct. Honestly, it's just that a lot of us are stubborn. Like you got some that don't even have the patience. Hey, what Rich is saying is boring. Shit, I don't want to hear that. But that just tells you they don't want change. They don't want to elevate because you want to bring them back to their former glory, which is the balance within themselves. And they don't want that balance.
I just don't see life as being complicated. I just don't. I mean, do you need the government? I mean, Shanae, you have children, right?
I do.
And Jermaine has children. And people out there listening, if you have children, do you need the government to raise your children? No, you just need you and your husband and your family. And if you care about other people, what I'm old enough to remember that in our neighborhood, if you did something wrong and your parents wasn't there and some other parent seen it, they would discipline you and they'd tell your parents, and the whole neighborhood took care of each other.
Exactly. I'm old enough to remember that as well.
And this voting and all of this, I got to go to my preacher and that's my pastor and wait what the president and government say. This is grown people. Everybody is a leader. If you know who you are, you don't follow anybody. Anybody that follows somebody, they don't know who they are. It's okay to be lost, but don't stay lost. You are unique. You are the missing piece. If they let you be free, we'll find some solutions in the world.
I agree, Rich.
If you let people be free, they'll show you something far beyond this education has shown you. Because everybody is a missing piece.
And everybody learns differently, Rich. The thing is, the whole educational system is not even set up for our children to grasp it and learn it correctly. We learn differently than the system they have in place. In this whole lockdown, before the lockdown, I was getting phone calls every day from teachers and, oh, your son has a behavior. This is going on with your son. Now that we're home, he's tuning in with his teachers on Zoom. There's no problem, no problem at all. So this system does not work for everyone's kid. And that's where the issue is. It's not designed for our children.
But also you got to look at it like the time frame which our kids stay in school. It's like they stay in school for a full length. You stay in your job 8 hours. A kid time frame to learning should be 4 hours, and you should break those sessions down within the time frame. Like, okay, you do a certain amount of subject between 1 and 2 or 3 hours, and then the fourth hour they rest or they wind down.
Right.
These teachers are so old school. Their programming is from other programming. Like, they don't change nothing up. They feel like it's kind of like, your mom, and it's like, oh, I'm the mother, so what I say go. That's how they come off. And I feel like
Yeah.
I think school is like a jail system, because I go to my kids' school and I watched it. They take them outside to PE. They want them to line up and walk within a square. My son step out of the square. Oh, you're not listening. And I'm like, I think more males should be teachers. Like, I have nothing on the woman teacher. I had a few crush on certain women teachers, but in actuality, men gravitate to kids more because they do more. There's something about the way they speak and the things that they do. So kids are more in tune with that, man. Then they could get the same form of discipline as well. Like a lot of
Yes.
parents are not aware that the teacher is becoming the parent, and
Yeah.
and they're not fighting for that. So now the school is oh, you can be open, you can tell us what goes on in the household, and they go right there and they speak everything to their teacher. The teacher now becomes the mom, but yet they're a drill sergeant preparing them for another institute, which is jail, because that's how the school is being run. They
Yes.
tell you when to eat, how to walk in the line, and how to flow, and that's pretty much what it is.
I agree.
you know that's basically what it is. And we need to work on that. Like, some of us don't even want to be home with our damn children.
It's
Right.
true. We need to work on it. And you're right. The male figure is needed in the schools.
Like, I think Rich will make a great teacher, because
Absolutely.
the reason why I say that, because if Rich asks you a question and you answer one way, he's gonna say why. Why did you ask that? And it's gonna lead
It's
to another door to be open.
causing you to think deeply into what he's exactly asking.
These teachers don't want your kid to speak. They want you to sit there and be quiet. He don't want to sleep. He slept all night just to get here. Why are you trying to put him to sleep?
Right. They have an agenda. They want the children to follow that agenda.
and
Period.
and and you're programming them, because you're feeding them false information. Because in certain books you say, oh, you guys were a slave and you only did this in 400 years. So where all this creation came from? Like,
Right.
who created the stop sign? Who created the cell phone? Who mines the minerals? Who do these things? Like, they always try to debase what you do to elevate what their shine, but they didn't create shit. So you're
Nothing.
you're, you're feeding the children false information, and the parents as well. They don't give a shit. They're just so happy for, oh, he's not my child. He's in school. He's in school, right? And when you come home, like, I'm gonna order him some fast food. So he went to school and ingest poison, and when he come home, he's ingesting poison. And the way you talk to him, because you're bringing your problem forth to him, is poison as well, because somebody ingested that poison in you. So you're
Yes.
continuing the poison around, like it's flowing all around and around again. So everybody's ingesting poison, and your neglect is forcing him to be cold, because he's wondering like, yo, why daddy's not there? Why mommy is not there? And why do I have this person talking to me the way they're talking to me? So they're gonna confide in their friends, because they feel like their friends understand, and it doesn't matter if the friends is flowing, balanced, or unbalanced. They're just gonna do what the friend do, because they look at the friend as the new family, because you lost all damn connection. You know, you
Right.
gave them the cell phone, and they're in the cell phone. They're getting the dopamine. They wake up in the morning. Even us, we wake up in the morning, and we the first thing we do is grab our phone. Do you know how stressful that shit is? Seriously, do you know how
It's very stressful.
we're eating food and we're on our phone? Should there be a phone accessible there? Yes. If you go out with groups of 4, it should only be one phone. And in case of emergency, in case you got to call somebody or whatever, right? There should be one phone. Not everybody on the phone. You're missing the connection. You're not enjoying the moment.
It's
You're
very
out of the
stressful.
moment. And then you talk to me about, you're going to tell me in one hand, nobody knows what the future brings, right? But you don't celebrate your gift. You don't celebrate right now. Accountability is the greatest thing, man. And accountability brings forth change. It takes the blame away from who you're trying to blame and put it on you. And once you put accountability on you, you start looking at things different. You be like, you know what? Maybe I should have did this, and this way, and it wouldn't have a cause and effect that way.
Yeah. So, but what makes somebody accountable? They have to see that they are important. They have to see that. That's why they strip you of your heritage. If you can't see who you are, it's hard to be accountable. They say, well, you got to pull yourself up from your bootstraps. But what if you're bootless? They say it's just like crabs in a barrel, but you didn't create the barrel. So, if to hold yourself accountable is the solution, but to see the action of being accountable, you have to see that you are very needed in the world. You are a leader. You don't need a government. You don't need a military. If you look at society, it's a military setup. The kids go to school, they have a supervisor and this and that, and then when they get out of school, they have a supervisor on the job, and you got to be on time, and you got to be dressed right, you got to have your mask on, you got to stand 6 feet apart. You see society is becoming more and more militarized. If you look beyond the surface, everything is becoming more military.
I call it one straight line, Rich. In
Yeah,
actuality, I call it one straight line. Everybody's in the same line, and it's just different stops. Seriously.
everybody is headed towards self-destruction. If you listen to somebody, they managing your perception. If Jermaine and Shanae is looking at the sun, and I say, hey, Jermaine, Shanae, no, wait, time out. What are you doing? We're watching the sunrise. It's a beautiful thing. Well, let me show you how to look at it. This is what they're doing to us. And then we'd be like, okay. And then if you follow any religion, if you follow any government, if you follow any group, your perception is managed. You can't see it for yourself. So you're perpetuating dependency.
Hey, have you mentioned simple or simplicity earlier, right? And I just look at things differently. You ever notice the crabs in the barrel, or take crabs in anything, right? Or say you go to the farmer's market and you a seafood lover, and you get some crabs. You ever and once or a couple times in the blue, you might pick up one crab and he's attached to a next one, another one is attached to a next one. That's the way to get out of the barrel, right? And within the society, we need more connection. We need more mental Rolodex. We need more coming together. We need more elders to step up. Like our elders need to stop being selfish. Our elders need to stop being jealous of the younger generation
Yeah.
because you got to look at life like this. Say, for instance, if you're with a female and you learn certain things from the female or she learns certain things from you, somebody else is going to benefit from those benefits, right? So it's going to be a little more easy on the next person that female or male dates because he's more aware of certain things now. So he can add certain things to the new relationship. There's a takeaway from every single thing, right? But the female or the male is sitting over here like, yo, he took the shit I taught him and went over there, and now he giving this broad this, and this dude is cheating this girl this way, but sometimes you got to look at it like it was your cutoff point. You weren't supposed to go on that journey for that long. You was just here to teach and meds and enjoy the connection, enjoy that momentum, and flow past each other. But we aim to hold on to certain things. And one of the things that's crippling us is holding on to certain teachings that we know that's not right. A lot of us are aware, but we rather the normalcy of going along with everything because we feel like it's safe. It helps us to stay within a certain circumference. We don't like to be a standout. We don't. It's the work. Nobody wants to do the work.
Yes.
Yeah, but you said the word, Jermaine. See, we're conditioned that's the authority to follow authority. We're conditioned that's security to follow authority. But the authority is false. I mean, Sarah makes a good point that the teachers don't teach me nonsense, his teachers, but teachers have their place, but nobody can teach you how to be you. You are born unique. You are born unique with special talents.
With the inborn personality.
Yes. That you're the missing piece of the world if they let you be free.
But why
it's
won't
impossible
they let you free?
Because you might eliminate them because they work under fear. Anybody that wants you to follow them or say believe me or die is a lie. Anybody that wants you to follow them, you know.
But look.
I'm sorry, that was funny.
But look. A true leader doesn't stand there and dictate all the time. A true leader adapts and go in the field and actually flow and show you that I can do what you can do. A true leader is not afraid of giving you what he knows because he knows what he knows is valuable. And if you do it or you know it, you make life easier for him. But some of our leaders feel like if they give you what they know, you're replacing them. But there's a place for every single person, right?
Yes.
Everything serves a purpose.
But there's another thing that is insecurity and the program mixed in that caused the catastrophe because at the end of the day, right? You said everybody brings forth something to the table. Everybody's a piece of the puzzle. But a teacher is limited because the teacher has to update the information that the teacher has learned. So the teacher is teaching you in a limited way. Right?
Exactly. That's what they're overlooking. See, that's what I'm saying. Look, the teacher didn't fall out of the sky or come from some amoeba. It come from the same society you come from.
It was programmed to be a teacher.
Yes.
I was programmed to be a truck driver.
It can't teach you anything but how to get away from yourself. That's the only thing it can teach you. Unless you're trying to learn how to drive or something mechanical. But in terms of beyond the surface, really, really showing you something spiritual, they can't teach you anything. I used to be obese. I used to have tumor, high blood pressure, erectile dysfunction, you name it. Nature healed me. If you're in tune with nature, you don't need a leader. You don't need a teacher. You don't need a religion.
And he's not a doctor. Hey, Rich, I need you to speak on your dad real quick. Like how he before he never like listened to you, but recently, based on with your no stress life, how you aided him
Yeah,
to better help.
I have a business called the No Stress Life where I help people with cleanse and depression. And I wrote a book, and and this is part of it too. I just help people where I can. Who's ever willing to listen. Now,
What's
I'm
the
no
name of the
greater or
book,
smarter
Rich?
than the name of the book is Beyond Thought: Living Without Hurt and Depression. And so, and what I basically do is help people with stress because stress is the common denominator to all imbalance spiritually, psychologically, biologically, physically. Stress is part of the cause. And just like any other father, especially a black father, eating all the pork chops and all the macaroni and cheese, and you know how we eat good, we eat like that. And but when the diabetes and the high blood pressure and all that comes, we on these pills and we get sicker and sicker. And so he kept fighting me about it. And so finally, he got so sick to where he started listening to me, and now he's medication free. And he's 85 years old, going on 80, going on 46. And
That's his book. Yeah.
it's we are gods. We are the solution. The solution is not a job. The solution is not money. The solution is not fame and fortune. The solution is what you're looking for is you.
Wait, but that's the closest thing. It's in front of you.
It's right there.
So why are
It's
you
the
searching out of
heartbeat,
yourself?
right? Because we're so conditioned that it's out there. We're so conditioned, Jermaine, that it's out there. You know what I'm saying?
It's all about reinforcements. Is positive or negative reinforcements. They use negative reinforcements.
It's
Yes,
out there. So if it's out there, why do we come inside to? Why do we
exactly.
why do we come inside to? Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone.
But you notice the so-called specialists or doctors or any authority, they never tell you that it's right there with you. It's always out there. Well, in a few years, you're gonna be okay, bud gummy.
Hey,
They never tell you due to they need to make money.
hey, it was inside when I wanted to create my son. I knew you went inside when you wanted to create your son.
Right.
I know the poison you eat, it goes inside. It doesn't go outside.
And,
um,
and and that's what this platform is about. When I say beyond the surface, I mean don't let nobody in your head, because once you let them in your head, you're gonna be always looking outside of yourself for the answer.
and you're always chasing something. Like we're
Yeah.
so full of ourselves now. We're trying to raise time.
Right.
we're trying to raise time. Like we're already late. We're already late to the party, and we think by putting on 20 more miles by pressing down on the gas, we're gonna get there even quicker. But we're already late.
You gotta stand in awe of how they got you programmed. But
Oh,
I just want the people that's listening to look. I know we say a lot of information here, but if you want to look at anything, they always direct you that you got to become something. It takes time. It's out there. It's never where you are. It's always
um,
some system or or platform or method you got to follow.
and don't get me wrong. Like Rich normally states, everything has its place, and you have to
Yeah.
enjoy everything. But one of the greatest things you have to enjoy is yourself. And it's not selfish if it's pointed within a balanced frequency. It's being self-full. There's more power and creation within you than is outside of you. And when you go outside of you, you not only you even confuse the creation and the power within you. It's crazy. Like we have the power to create worlds, right? And we blame everybody else for our endeavors that we fail to understand that we're the one that's writing the reality.
Right. And and people should really pay attention to that, because what they're really doing from a young age, they're creating your reality for you. They're creating your reality for you. That's why you think the Easter Bunny is real and Santa Claus and all these holidays. They create all of this reality. No, you got to listen to the doctor, your teacher, your supervisor. They give people medals for killing people, but they put the thug on the street in jail.
Well, wait. Let's talk about Santa Claus. I know right now, if any other grown man see a grown man dressed up in a white and red suit coming down his chimney, he popping him. An Easter bunny don't lay eggs. Shit come out of his ass. Stop telling your kids that.
I made a big mistake as a youngster. I thought it was a brown egg.
Man.
So as a youngster, this is when I really understood that Santa Claus was not real. So he had to come down the chimney, right? You know we had no chimneys, right? So I was like, so let's listen. I kept saying to myself, like, this can't be real for us because none of us have chimneys.
So you know that wasn't Christmas was not for black people, but we claim it more than anybody.
Exactly.
We claim. Listen, this was funny that we don't pay attention to as a people. We are some of the most powerful innovators and swagful people within society. We are creation. We are abundance, right? If you don't have us, it will not be what it is. That's why they make sure through the programming that we gravitate to everything. It's like we have the final sign off on everything, but it's manipulated to make it seem like you don't, right? All of a sudden, so-called blacks were saying, yo, they were saying that we couldn't get the virus. And as soon as we start opening our mouths and talking about the virus, well, blacks are getting it more than any other race. Let's push the vaccine. And let's take it to Africa and experiment on them. Let's do this. Let's go to the impoverished neighborhoods. Let's do this. Oh, 7 people in Atlanta, Georgia had the virus. 7. They said 70% of black people has the virus. Do you see how they spin words? So now you're sitting here like, oh shit, 70% of us have it? Not realizing it's only 7 people in Atlanta. 7 out of 339 people in Atlanta. 70% of it is black people, but it's only 7 out of the 339. And we taking that shit. We want, we getting the corona left and right. And I'm still looking for countless ambulance. I'm still looking to see us fall on the street nonstop, and they picking us up with shovels, like, because it's a pandemic and everything is getting hit. I don't see that shit. Everything is normal. Like, I'm watching videos with doctors doing TikTok in the hospital. Where's all the fucking patients they're talking about?
Exactly. Where is it?
And you telling me if I have a fever and I go for a checkup, you're gonna tell me I have this virus? And then, Rich, remember, Rich, before people started believing that shit and starting to see the shit was a lie, Rich, remember we were saying, what if people are dying of natural causes and then they telling you that they're dying from the virus? And behold, within a couple weeks after that, yeah, did you know doctors are getting paid $33,000 more to say that people die from corona, even though they did not die from corona? Why? Because a lot of our families do not have the money to do the autopsies to see that you died from a regular flu, bronchitis, or whatever you died from. And the people that's dying is our elders and our grandmothers. My grandmother is in a home dancing a freaking round. Making fun. We can't see her. You see her dancing on her cane or whatever, talking to people, telling them like, yo, you nasty, go clean yourself. Like, still 80 something, walking around strong. And we thought she would no longer be here because of what they told us she had. But she's still dancing around. She's like, it's not my time to go.
So what's interesting is they've came up with this whole new autoimmune
that new
virus.
Bullshit?
So
That's affecting
my
the kids?
son is affecting the kids. So my son is 12 years old, and when he was 6 months to a year old, exactly the same symptoms that they are showing on television. He had all of those symptoms, and it was a result of allergies. Are we in spring? Is it allergy season? So I'm sitting here, right? And I'm looking on television. I'm like, this is allergy, it's hay fever, it's allergies, everything they're putting out there. And I remember I text messaged one of my supervisors, and I was like, because I work in healthcare, right? I work in healthcare, and I said, "Have you seen the new news about the children with the autoimmune system?" I said, "Yeah, my son had that when he was 6 months to a year old. His skin was peeling, his lips, everything during allergy season, and it's springtime when everything's blooming, right? So this would lead me to believe that it's simple allergies." And she was like, "Oh, are you scared? Are you worried?" I was like, "No, he had this. He's 12. He's grown out of his allergies."
But look, they're holding on
And
for dear life.
she wouldn't have another conversation with me. She didn't talk to me anymore the rest of the day.
Because listen what I've learned. And I've learned this in my first child. And before I was telling their mom to just listen to the doctor, right? Because I don't like to argue about shit. I'm like, yo, listen to the doctor, right? And all she needed was a simple gripe order so my son can pass stool. The doctor said there's certain things they can't tell you within those four. My sister is a nurse.
Do you hear me?
There's certain things because of the what is it called, the Pediatrics of America. You can call them WHO, whatever you want to call them. There's certain codes they go by, and within those walls, they can't give you advice on certain things. You know, like the same way you go on YouTube and somebody will give you, like Rich will give you natural health advice, but Rich have to say, hey, I am not a doctor. This is not a whatever, right? I'm just giving you my opinions. So they know certain things is a lie, and they know it benefits the pharmaceutical company, and they know the pharmaceutical company is in cahoots with the cancer company, and they know the CDC is in cahoots with a lot of these other companies, and so on and so forth. They're one big entity. They're all underneath the same umbrella. They're not different, not because they have different corporation names, right? The Food Administration is flowing with the FDA as well, right? The FDA validates what is legal within the country for you to eat. Soy is poisonous to your body. It depreciates the value in your testicles, men and women. What else, Rich? There's certain food, like I said, jelly beans have turtle wax on it. Vanilla comes from a beaver's anus. These chicken nuggets people go to McDonald's and eat are not really chicken nuggets. And half of the meat that people eat are different meats put together with glue and coloring. And we're thinking it's real meat. So when we eat something natural and electric, we feel like it's bitter, but it's not bitter. It's because our taste buds are off frequency. Because we've been eating poison for so long, the good substance start to taste like it's nasty. But in actuality, it's not. We're addicted to sugar, flour, and all these things. And we're getting fat, we're clogging our arteries and all this thing, and we think like, oh shit, this is cool. It's the new norm. And then some of us are so ignorant, we're gonna be like, shit, I'm gonna eat this shit till I die. You gotta die sometime, right? Who the fuck says that? And I yield, Rich.
Yeah, the people that say that is the people that filled with macaroni and cheese and all that poison. And because they don't understand that a bad diet starts psychologically. When you put sugar in your system, it redesigns your brain and your hormones.
Tell them put it in their car tank.
It clogs. Would you put sugar in your car? Why you put it in your body? If it could kill a steel engine, what do you think it's doing into your intestines, into your cells? It kills the cells. Soy rearranges your hormones, where a man will think he's a woman and a woman will think she's a man. That's what soy will do. This is not Rich talking. This is what nature says. but we're not. We don't learn about nature in school. Nature is just an afterthought. Like the asparagus is the side of the. It's not the main meal. The main meal is the steak and the potatoes and the macaroni, but the asparagus is the side, like nature.
Hey,
You know, they,
That macaroni.
hey, man,
that
watch how you talking about that mac and cheese. I love that mac and cheese, man. But guess what? Guess what though?
That's why they call it the Mac, because it's pimping you.
Guess what though?
Pimping the whole system.
But guess what though? I can make mac and cheese with garbanzo beans. What you know about that? That's electric.
That Mac.
Oh man.
What happened? Did I go out?
Nah, you Gucci King. You ain't went out. And a lot of these people are looking older than they normally look, like your favorite celebrities, right? They stop taking that what you call it? Because they make these, what you call them, like liquid Botox now, but a lot of females are unaware that it comes from the cells of their embryo, like when they do abortion and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're making it out of the fetus, and it's making them look youthful. Like right now, quarantine is showing you your favorite celebrity for who they really are.
Right.
Like a lot of these people are not who you think they are. A lot of them are pedophiles, and allegedly, right? A lot of them are pedophile. A lot of them are into like these are cold science that's inhumane and so on and so forth. But that's conspiracy, and it's allegedly. I'm allegedly speaking. What do I know? But yeah, you got dudes, like, you got to look at it like you got dudes that's worth over 900 million that's on IG taking tips from regular people. What happened to your money?
Right.
Certain things, you got pastors crying, say they're gonna bring the church back. And they're gonna open regardless of the government or not, because they're not getting your 10%. So you gotta question. You gotta question everything, man.
Everything.
Like you got companies saying they're going out of business. But what happened before this pandemic hit? You were booming. You was a multi-million-dollar corporation. Now you're telling me you can't survive for another month? Man, this
It's
Right.
just a
One
mess.
month, one month could completely shut down your whole business. Like, what's going on?
and it's a write-off too. So I'm confused.
This whole thing is confusing.
And then you got them out there saying, yo, Trump is this and Trump is that. And they celebrating Barack, and more black people had died under Barack than Donald Trump. And they be like, oh, you like him and this, that, and the third. And they painting him in a light to make him look bad, to take your eyes off from what's really going on. Like allegedly there's this Obamagate thing where they're talking about certain treasons or whatever that he has committed, like not only under the Clintons and so on and so forth. Allegedly, these are information that's out there. This is not Jermaine coming up with it. And you got to say allegedly. It's not my information. It's out there. Somebody else passed it forward to me. You know how them hitmans go, man. You might show up and Jermaine might still be asleep. But yeah, allegedly. But yeah, like there's so much things going on behind the scenes. So to King that asked earlier, do we feel like this Corona thing is gonna lift, or they're gonna do it behind the scenes? I think it's a virus, but if you study how viruses work, it's not operating like a virus, and I feel like it's a facade for something greater happening behind the scenes. Like a roundup per se.
It's a false flag. It's a false flag.
So
say the word. Say the word, Jermaine.
I feel like
say the word. You talk about beating around the bush. Tell them it's a hoax.
Hey man, my kids love me. All right, I'm aiming to flow so I can flow with them. All right.
Hey, well,
So
that's why they got
uh,
they
uh,
that's why when they kill you off, you got your sons to take over. That's all.
They're gonna carry the torch. No worries.
Yep, that's how we gonna operate from now
yeah,
on.
but I don't want them to take that mantle up too quickly. But yeah, you're 100% right, man. I want them to still enjoy the flowing without the programming. I don't want to program them too quick.
Look, I just want people to look at this, young and old. If you have a friend, everybody has that friend to where you tried to do business with them or you did something with them and they showed you that they wasn't the one to do it with, right? Now, if they came to you with another idea, what would you say? What would you say? You'd be like, man, every time I work with you, what happens? It don't work. So don't come to me with no more ideas. I'm not going to business with you anymore. Right?
But that's not cool, though.
The government has lied and fucked us so many times. How many times do you want to believe it?
No Vaseline, too. Just straight raw.
They just straight. They come to the point now. I'm old enough to remember when they advertised medication. They used to say the side effects in a whisper before it was over in like 10 seconds. Now they don't even care if you hear it. If you
don't
take this
care
medication,
at all.
yeah, they be like, if you take this medication, you grow 3 dicks and you grow 2 titties on your head, don't worry about it. We got something else to do it. To get rid of that.
Right. It's part of the commercial. And if this happens, we have this other medication for you that causes A, B, C, and D.
Oh, right. It's a band-aid for a band-aid for another band-aid that creates another band-aid. By the time you look, there's a deep ass pothole in your ass and you can't fill it with nothing else.
And we're not paying attention to the fact that they're covering themselves from being sued while killing us.
Yeah, because a lot of them cannot be sued. They can't be sued because there's a law written into whatever where you can't go after them.
Well, you can't go after them as long as they let you know we're killing you, even though you're taking this medication. You can't go after them.
That's why it's called the criminal justice system, because it's justice for criminals. They the one getting the justice. They put it in your face. They put it right in your face. That's what it is. We protect ourselves. We gonna throw your ass in jail. It's a criminal justice system. We told you.
I never looked at it like that. They telling you really like the criminal justice system.
That's why they. Queen, but that's why they tell you can't read. It's not that you can't reflect the words on the paper. It's because you don't know codes. So they utilize certain words that fly over your head, and then they give you then they give you something. Here's an example. They keep a party and they provide the food, but you would never notice that the food is poison. Because you've never been into that house before. The house got you for like, oh my God, like, I've never seen chandeliers like that before. And you're there eating the food. And you be like, oh man, look at the bathroom. Then 2 minutes later, you go home, you drop dead. Like you were focusing, they put your focus on something else while they're doing this right over here. Like
it goes hand in hand with the medical system. They let you know this is the practice of medicine. So when we kill you, we were practicing. So there's nothing you can do.
But look at this. Go deeper. Go deeper. Go deeper. I was listening to a doctor that was really concerned about the people. He said a lot of these doctors were never taught about the immune system and how to elevate it and make it greater. They were taught how to treat the symptoms, and the symptoms is surface based. So a doctor came out and said they were treating people for the wrong thing. That's what they've been doing your entire life. They tell you to go get your kids 72 shots and then turn you like, oh, they don't give them autism. Then when they go to school, they say put them in special ed because they can't stay still. But that's his natural energy. because your old ass can't keep up because you've been poisoning your system so long. You don't have the patience to keep up with him. And he's a natural bliss. He's flowing. He's
Yes.
testosterone driven, but you want him to sit down, right? Think about this. Every time you go into a job environment, right? You don't see the sun until the job is over, correct? So your skin is changing. You're in a cool, ventilated system. You're not getting those sun. You're not getting those sun rays. Like you can look at some of our bodies now. We all have white spots on it. We're losing our melanin because of the food and what we consume and what we put into our body, right? How do you get carbon into your body, Rich?
You get it through eating live plants. The plants are food and herbs.
And the sun as well, right?
The sun and the oxygen and all of that's related.
Mm. But I'm gonna tell you what, hey Rich, you're looking at the sun, man. Put these glasses on. It's
We don't
not
even
good for
need
you.
glasses. We don't even need sunglasses.
The people that's wearing sunblock are telling you don't need the sun, but you get your energy from the sun.
We wearing sunglasses at night.
Rich, the people that's utilizing sunblock that might get a skin condition or a disease from the sun is telling you what?
It's like I said, it's like a lion listening to hyenas. It really is.
And you're laughing, and shit, like, and the hyena is laughing at you while he's
Yeah.
oh man. And it's crazy, like people think the hyena is truly laughing when that's actually a call. You get what I'm saying? So it's we're so
I think the hyena is laughing at black people.
Here you go. Here you go. Take it away. Take it away.
You know, for sending your black children to be raised by white people that don't know what they're talking about. Of course, all white people aren't bad. All schools aren't bad. They have their place. But black people are different people. We need to pay attention more to our black elders than white elders. This is a fact I'm talking about. It doesn't mean that I'm prejudiced or I'm against white people, but there's not enough black youth listening to black elders because you can't eat like a white person because it's a different gene makeup. You need to hear this, and white people need to hear it because some of them don't mean harm, but the system means harm. So there's enough white people taking care of white people. There's enough Jews taking care of Jews. There's enough Asians and Arabs and Indians taking care of that, but nobody's taking care of black people. And black people are in Indian schools, they in white schools. They even when we travel, we say like, "Where you going?" I'm going to. We name every place but Africa.
True. Very true.
Oh man, it's crazy you say that because man, this thing that always stuck with me what Richard Pryor said. He said they were filming a movie and he was in Africa. They call it Egypt now. And he said when he walked in there, it's like his frequency changed and he started to see certain things. And when they saw that he was learning off of what he said, they cut the camera and told him stop recording. He's like, he realized when he went to Africa that there's somebody that looks like everybody from the States.
Yeah, right.
And he said when he looked around, there was no niggers around him. It was just beautiful, beautiful carbon people. Right? And it's like we need to stop looking at each other as the enemy. I'm not saying to go out there and rile up or whatever. You use your own mind. You know what's right. You know what's right and what's not right. I say we need to flow within the spectrum of us more than how we flow out of it. You know,
right.
We'll go to a black owned establishment and ask for a discount, but when it comes to a white one, we go in there and pay whatever amount of money is whatever we are purchasing costs. Right? It's not that he's better than the black business or the black business doesn't have certain things for you. It's just that we move around with a certain flow of entitlement. We want to con each other and elevate the next person. But pay attention. They don't con each other. They tell each other what they need to know and how they need to know it and what they need to use to elevate. Right? They teach each other the system. We get the system and hold on to the system and hold it away from us, not knowing that we're gonna die. So we die with the system. Like I've heard some artist said the graveyard is the wealthiest place in the world, filled with dreaming ideas that has never been fulfilled.
And that's a deep thing. We need to remind our youth and each other that life is temporary in the physical form. So we have to start the action of awareness now, not tomorrow, not wait till we graduate. Now, we have to stop our youth from listening to whites and Asians and Jews and adapting. We need to stop taking the lion to the hyena store, to the hyena medical center, to the hyena school, because it's not good. If you want to take over the king of the jungle, all you got to do is manipulate him that he's not the king.
Right. It's all psychology. Absolutely.
It's all psychological.
Hey,
Now,
King,
it's
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say this real quick. I've seen a Chinese man walk in a store and pull out a gun and snatched up a black kid and walk out the store. How did he do that?
Well, he had a gun for one.
But shit, we still allow that. We have guns. We kill each other with guns.
Right, but let's go further than that. It goes back to you let your child be taught by everything except what he is. Even when you go to the store in your neighborhood, if it's a black hood, there's no supermarkets there. There's every store you go to is not good for you, and it's an Arab person running it or a Jew person, and they're feeding your people junk.
And going home to their kids and eating something different. I've never seen a Chinese store owner eat the food they sell.
Never.
You
Nor
never.
a rap store. Never.
And all of these stores is in the black neighborhood, and you gotta, the black neighborhood just need to start boycotting these stores if they like whatever. I'm not saying, look, the Arab man and the Jew man is trying to run a business. Okay, but stop living off our dying. That's what I'm saying. Stop living off our dying, because that's the action of awareness that's got to stop right now. Because you won't put that store in your own neighborhood. When you go out to dinner and eat, you don't come to our stores, our restaurants.
Never.
You don't say, the Jewish man don't say, hey, let's go to the black neighborhood and eat.
No. Don't get me. Wait. That's one way to look at it, but that's not correct either, because you do have some that's within the same light as the so-called blacks, and you do have some that does come to the so-called black neighborhood and purchase from the so-called blacks. So I'm not gonna say
only when they trying to learn something. That's why they in Africa. They trying to learn. They know more about our heritage than us. Only when they trying to learn how to do something, they come to us.
But stay there.
From music to science, everything.
But stay there. How can you be less dense if they're coming to you for the teaching? How can you be worthless if they're coming for you for the teaching?
Right, but that's the deception. That's why they want us to go to that's why they want us to take our children to their schools, so we won't see that. But see, look, it's all by design.
But look at Queens. Like I say this to the Queens. I see men doing it right now, and I'm not for it. And I'm gonna speak my mind on. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. But the day when the reason why you're losing your hair is based on the food that you're eating, and the reason why you're going gray is because you don't have enough carbon in your body, right? You shouldn't go in and sit in a freaking barber chair as a fucking man and put a fucking wig on, right? And then y'all can blaspheme me for whatever. And queens have their natural beauty and their natural bliss of a hair, right? And they go put dead hair, somebody dead hair over their natural bliss, and the dead hair is eating away their naturalness. Or they have long, voluptuous lashes and they're wearing somebody else's lash. That's longer than a toenail. Right? The dead thing that you're utilizing is taken away from what's live from you. And you think that's cool. There's nothing more beautiful than you walk up next to a woman and she smells like vanilla, a natural scent, or cocoa butter or shea butter, and there's a glow about her. You got men now trying to do the same thing women do. They starting to wear what they call that shit, Rich. They start wearing girdles now. Certain men start wearing girdles to work out now.
You got to stand in awe.
Dude, put on a weave.
But this is all a result of the slow degradation of sending lion cubs to hyena schools.
Son, you lost your hair. Let it go. It's gone, bro. It's due to the fucking decisions you've made in your younger years. Like, you're eating a sneaker. That shit may not kick your ass the next day. It's gonna kick your ass in 2 weeks. Oh man, I'm lost. It's hereditary. Like, I got this from the family. No, you lying bastard. Take accountability. You're losing your shit because of what you put into your body. Can't even take accountability.
Okay, well, to a degree that is hereditary, right? Due to they come from a line of people who were putting the same thing into their body, right? So it does become hereditary until someone changes that.
But it's not natural.
No, it's not natural.
They're making it seem like
it's a learned behavior.
Hereditary is something that's natural. Like, oh, it's because my dad has this and my dad has that.
No, hereditary is a learned behavior. It's a learned behavior.
You weren't born sick. Nobody came out of a Bible on their ass or car keys in their hand or a basketball in their hand. Or a financial paper in their hand or a textbook in their hand. Nobody came out with a TV attached to their chest or a cell phone between their armpits. Take accountability. You are creating what's happening to you and your lackadaisical ass. Yes, you asshole. Want to blame it on somebody else. Oh, it's your fault. You trying to hold me down. How can somebody else hold your ass down? If you keep climbing, you can hold yourself down.
Yeah, but Jermaine is absolutely correct. But we have to tell the people, look, I had parents that loved me to death, and everybody, parents love them to death. I mean, yeah, of course, we got some parents that's not. The Bible say honor your parents, but what if they're not honorable? See, so a lot of people had parents that wasn't honorable. But those of us who had parents that cared about us, if they knew what to feed us, they wouldn't have fed us all of that pork and macaroni and cheese and milkshakes and bacon and eggs. They wouldn't have done it if they know. But the people, it's okay to be lost, but don't stay lost. That's what this platform is about. That's what teachers had a place, but look at nature. Pay attention to nature and your body. It's okay to be lost. It's okay to be wrong, but don't stay wrong. Don't stay lost, because everybody is still learning. Everybody is still learning.
Keep it a buck, Rich. Keep it a buck.
But
not everybody's still learning.
No, well, I'm saying learning is out there, but we have to keep talking to people and let them see the difference and let them feel the difference, because we're so conditioned not to listen to the messenger. If somebody gives you some good news, it's like they worshiping the preachers and the ministers. Like, just listen to the good news. Don't worship them. Mm-hmm. It's like we worshiping the phone and we don't care about the messenger no more.
Have you ever been to church and the preacher tell you to eat correctly?
How can they tell you to eat correctly when they're 18 months pregnant?
Right. Right.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
And they'll sit up
Right.
there and tell you they'll bring the devil and God right out their mouth in the same sentence. You know, the Lord is gonna work it out. And Sister So and So got all that macaroni and cheese and peach cobbler back there,
And
y'all.
fried chicken for the 3
Fried
p.m.
chicken, and
service.
we got some ribs back there. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get back there first because y'all know I'm the preacher.
But in the Bible or Biblios, didn't they tell you that he condemned the pork?
Right. Definitely. No, but what they'll say is, oh, you know, the New Testament came and they did away with all that stuff. You know, you can eat what you want to eat. You just pray over it. Just go on ahead and
Oh
pray
man.
over it
Fam,
and
all right.
keep on going.
Since you're using that word pray, let me look at the etymology.
Just go ahead and pray. It's all good.
Oh yeah, just pray over it. It's all good. It could drop in some motor oil. Just bless. Just say prayer over it.
Yeah.
Just bless the pork, bless them shrimp, bless all that, the crabs, everybody, and just all go on
This-
ahead and eat it.
the same way the lion preys on the jackal, right? Okay.
But if you look beyond the surface of that, the preacher is 18 months pregnant. And he's trying to tell you, look, if somebody doesn't have the sense to look at to take care of their body, how in the hell are they gonna take care of you? And you sitting there with a big old gut. It's like a personal trainer that's eating hot dogs while they training you. And you talk God, but you eat the devil's food. So you gotta stand in awe of this programming. All you have to do is stop. What you stop is more important than what you're seeking and trying to start. Just stop the junk, but you got to know the junk to stop. That's what this platform is about. This is what I do, and this is what all of us try to do for our people. Now, good news is for everybody. The air just doesn't. You know what? I would worship the Jew and say the white person is smarter than everybody, and the Arabs and the Indians and all of these people is better than black people if the sun only shined on their ass. But that's not so. Nature gives us all the same, correctly and evenly, in abundance for all. So you can't say that the Asian and the Jew and all of these people is better than black people. You can't say that because the sun shines on a dog's ass. Nature is for everybody.
True.
And for you to say this is ours and this not yours, you the problem of the earth. So white supremacy is the worst thing that is the virus. White supremacy is worse than corona, diabetes, and all crime and criminals and all evil and the devil and hell put together. White supremacy is better than that. But black supremacy is just as bad as dangerous as white supremacy.
Black supremacy.
Or Indian supremacy, or whatever you want to call it.
Hey man, I don't identify as black, man. I'm natural. I'm an aboriginal. I'm a natural man. I was here from the beginning. All right.
Aboriginal supremacy.
Oh man. It's not adjacent to me, buddy.
No, he's right. I mean, my grandmother is Aboriginal, but yet and still, she still has that Last Supper on her wall with all white men. All white men. You cannot walk in any other race's house and see anybody else on their wall. But you walk in the black person's house, they have John F. Kennedy, and they also have that Last Supper with all those white men.
They had the Last Supper, and that picture of Jesus, who when I was little, I thought it was one of the Bee Gees. It was it was like I was like, is that the Bee Gees? You got is that? No, that's Jesus.
But look. Are they aware that that has everything to do with astrology? Are they aware that
Right.
Christ is actually the sun, and
Right.
it's running from what? What is it running from? From Aries all the
It's
way back.
all the way. Yeah. All the way
I
back.
wonder if they, oh, don't tell them that. Somebody might, what? Did he just say what? It has to do with astrology. Yeah. Pay
It
attention
is
to
astrology.
the placements of the table. Jesus is the sun, yes, the sun, and everything else from Pisces to Gemini to Libra to Scorpio and all the astrology.
Right. Right.
Don't
But look, what does nature say? You know, I mean, all of those stories. You know, I hear the story of the Noah's Ark. I mean, you got to stand in awe of some of these stories. I mean, I'm sure the person that created all of this stuff, they said, look, if we get them to believe this, we're going to control them for 1,000 years.
Hey Rich, take
Where's the
that
ark at, Rich?
Rich, take that story. Take that story. Take that story, right? This man was the greatest trainer in the world. Because I can't walk up to a wild dog and tell him to come this way. I could bite my
Oh
hand
no,
off.
Jermaine, you got it all wrong. See, God was with him. See, and God was with him, and the dog just walked up to him, and the dog and the female walked up to him, and so I was like, well, why didn't God just do it himself?
Wait, no, wait, listen, man. I got questions. All those wild animals, the lion was on that shit with the gazelle. Nobody got hungry.
And 40 days and 40 nights.
Because God was there. Y'all misunderstand it. Jesus, the three other, Jesus and Moses and God and three other white people was there. They were controlling it all.
Moses was Moses. Yo, let me show you how crazy Moses was parting the Red Sea, huh? Ew,
Look,
Moses,
was tired.
ew. Moses was a nasty boy. Ew, Moses run red lights.
Look, Moses. I knew a barber named Moses. Couldn't even part my hair. He couldn't even look. These stories. Look, these stories. No, you know what? Look at this, Shanae. Look at this, Jermaine.
Rich.
Now, no. But look at this though. I just want, before I forget about this, I want y'all to look at this and tell me. Correct me if I'm wrong. Has they found any proof of these stories in history?
Exactly.
They even found like dinosaur bones, right?
That they made up. Those are made of wood. Those ain't real bones.
But still, made up or not, they still found them. Why did
Where the dinosaurs? Because they keep digging and finding black bones. Where the dinosaurs?
The turtles.
But I'm
the
saying,
turtles. I seen a dinosaur yesterday. Turtle.
But I'm saying though. I'm saying, Jermaine, why didn't they make up a fake art then? Make up something to make these stories true.
Because they can't build it. You don't hear the circumference and the meters and the diagram and stuff. They can't build it the same way they can't build the pyramid. They don't know how it works.
But no, look, I'm not bashing religion. I just want people to see the point.
Rich, have you ever noticed this? Have you ever noticed that if you research every religion, they all have a flood, right? And the thing is, the flood was when Atlantis sank. That's what the flood is. That was the flood between the war and the cosmos.
Yeah, but this is my question to all. I'm not bashing religion. Look, if you're in a religion, that's your right. We all have our rights, right? But I'm saying, Shanae, Jermaine, since you're on the platform, has there been, maybe I overlooked something? I'm ignorant on this. Where is any proof of these stories in anywhere?
No, where is the wood from the ship? Where's the ship? Where's the wood?
Rich. They can't even find the ship Columbus came on. So what the hell are you talking about?
But why do people believe them then? Where's the proof? Where is all of this? Archaeologists is out there. They find fossils. Look, we see the pyramids, right?
Right. Exactly.
We see the pyramids. We seen this. Now, are the pyramids in the Bible?
You know what, Rich? That is a good point. That is a good point.
Rich, that's the ark, Rich. What is the ark of life? Salute to Dane Calloway for teaching the truth. Love is love, King.
But where is the pyramids in the Bible? Where's Lucy, the first black woman? Is any black people in the Bible?
Um,
Oh, they are. You got to buy a book to decode it to find it to bring forth them. There's a
And
book.
wait,
and
yeah, what wasn't it? Wait, one person, the Ethiopian, right? Right, Rich?
I don't know. It probably was a. I don't know what was his story in the Bible. He probably was
I,
the one that was.
Greetings, Sean. Hey, King. Listen, man. Listen. Listen. There was a lot of journalists in the Bible because the men that all this story is being told for don't have a story in it. There's a lot of journalists
Look, I'm
going on.
just. My question is, I don't want to lose this point. I don't, because I want to make this clear. Because I get a lot of phone calls and death threats anyway. That's nothing new to me. I'm not afraid of dying. I live on dying on my feet. But I just want everybody that's out there that's a Christian or a Muslim or a Jehovah's Witness or whatever, where is the proof of these stories? And I don't want to hear you got to have faith.
Oh, Rich,
Wait,
I know what it is. They say it's mysteries in the Bible. You know, it's mysteries. You can't question the mysteries, right? Isn't that what you was always told?
oh yeah.
Mysteries.
It's always some pimp line after you ask them a question, right?
Hey, man. Listen. You got to have faith. All right. And
It's always something. What I don't look. Forget about hope, faith. I don't wish. I don't have faith. I don't believe in belief. I don't look. That's all illusions. It's got to be made. Where is the proof? It's just like you go buy a car, and the people say, "Well, God led you to." The dealer told me that the last time I bought a car, the dealer told me that God led you to this car, man, and you know everything working out. And now what if I would have told him, "Well, have faith. I'm gonna make the payment in 2 years."
You are not going to have a car. That's what's going to happen.
oh man. Hey,
You
King.
want me to have faith with all these stories?
King, seriously, we're laughing about it, but we're not paying attention to the parables. King, listen, the most important person in the Bible had a journalist, and
A journalist.
yeah, think about it. Everybody else is telling this story. When you want somebody to tell your story, who you will get as a celebrity, a superstar. When you want somebody to say something good about you, don't you have your own journalists and publicists and stuff like that? What do? Oh, Jermaine is the best, man. Oh, he sold over 20 million copies and so on. He went platinum 10 times. That's diamond. Oh, he did this. And everybody else is telling a story.
But it sounds like to me, and I hate to say it this way, it sounds like big pimping to me. Because whenever you try to make them come correct, they give you a pimp line. And they say, well, you got to have faith. And the prostitute tell her pimp, well, you said you was going to give me some money. Well, baby, you know we working on it. Baby, you got to believe.
Oh, shit. Hey, Rich.
Was that a line from the Mac?
Mac and cheese.
Rich, I forgot what was it Kumo D that wrote a book? And I think Dave Chappelle spoke about this book. And he said he had the female in there believing every single word he uttered out of his mouth. Like he gave the breakdown. He gave the breakdown of how to be a pimp.
Yeah.
And he created this narrative, this story that had her believing that he was robbed when he was the one that stole the money himself.
There you go. Now, doesn't that sound like a religion?
No, but go back to not only religion, but go back to the government. What did they tell you? Hey, even in religion,
What's
money
the
is the
difference
root of all
between
evil.
What's the difference between the government and religion? That's why it's non-profit.
Hey,
It's
money is the
same.
root of all evil while he's collecting it, and you're broke. But you're broke bringing the rest of your little 10% to him.
Oh, it's big. Where is the proof? I'm just, don't forget the question. Where is the proof? Oh, baby, you just gotta believe. Just get out there and faith without works is dead. Now get out there in that corner.
Hey, Rich, how did your kid or your nephews knew about Santa Claus? The parents keep repeating it, right? So the opinion become a fact, right? An opinion don't have to be proven anymore. right? Even though they tell you something that can be proven, right? But if you keep
That's the
telling the
thing.
same lie, everybody's gonna believe it. That's the faith, right?
This faith is you got to stand in awe with this belief and faith and hope. This is why you can't doubt the Bible. They replace the word doubt with faith. As soon as you come up with some common sense, oh, you got to have faith. If the prostitute come up with some common sense to the pimp, you got to believe, baby.
But wait, if she come up with some common sense, she will start to realize that she's more valuable than the pimp.
Well,
Right.
this is why people stop following religion.
She holds the value.
Because the God is in you. You are a God.
Nah, Rich, I need a middleman to tell me that. So the middleman is telling you what chapters to go to, but then the middleman will tell you that when it's time to meet your maker, it's gonna be you and him. It's kind of like the same way it's gonna be you and him when you do something on a job. They put you in the boss's office. It's just you and the boss, right?
Yeah, when people tell me when Jesus gave me this car and stuff, I say, when they repoed it, where was Jesus?
You're such an asshole.
If Jesus, look, if I give my son a car, he ain't got no payments. And you think I'm better than God?
That means you, Jesus, right? When you give the car to your son and he
Thank
don't
you.
have
Look,
no payments.
If I had a son and I gave him a car, I make sure if I had a daughter that got married, I would buy her a house. That doesn't mean I'm just buying off unhappiness. And if I do that, why would a God give you a car and you still got payments and it get repoed?
Because listen, man, it's a contract.
That's right. On the track of being con.
All right.
They tell you what they tell you what they're doing because they get a kick out of it. That's why the criminal justice system.
Everything is hidden in plain sight.
In plain sight. The contract. You on a track to being con.
Hey, get married, but understand when you're married, queens, you become a slave to the man. But wait,
they hate women.
That doesn't pertain to you, but you take it on and make it pertain to you. You made it your own. That wasn't your circumstance. That's their circumstance. But you took on their circumstances, and at the head of every single civil right or activist movement, there is a white chairman or chairwoman that started it and then put a so-called black person in the forefront to carry it on. Yeah, I didn't know that, huh? Look who started the civil rights movement. Look who started Black Lives Matter. Look who started all these movements that so-called black people is a part of. What is it called? The FCC. What is it? Am I correct? What's that other movement? What's that other movement that Hal Sharpton's a part of?
I put a.
Oh wow, you got jokes.
I put them all under BS. It's a bunch of nonsense. Religion, politics, government. If you see the value in yourself, you will look at these people who can teach you how to be you. Whenever you go outside yourself, you lose yourself. This is why people, they get a false sense of power. I'm a Republican. I'm a Democrat. It's just another Crips and Bloods. You just went to school.
Hey, Rich, Tiger win the trophy. They say they won the trophy. Right? You remember what Malcolm X said? Malcolm X said, some of us is like, when Master's sick, what's going on, Master? We sick? Yo,
Exactly.
Master, our house is on fire. Our house. He tried to put out what Malcolm said. He tried to put out the fire. The other so-called slaves are saying, I wish the breeze would blow that shit and burn it quicker.
Yes. See, that's the house niggas that try to save the house. That's the house niggas that can't go nowhere without their mask. And you ask the big pimp why he not wearing a mask. We just gotta believe the corona's out there.
Oh shit. Did you see when they were setting up for the Trump administration were setting up to speak to the press, how You had the two guys walking around saying, "Oh, I had my shots. They blowing this shit out of proportion."
You know, you got to sit back and let me just make this clear again. I'm not. We playful on this. I get playful. We playful on this platform, but I'm just talking facts. I'm not talking against white people, Jews, or whatever. Just look at the action of it. Black people is like lions who send their children to be taught by hyenas and to eat like something other than they shouldn't be eating like. This is a fact.
Hey, Rich.
And this religion stuff is big pimp.
Oh shit, Rich. Sean
He
just
God
said.
and he talks God and eats the devil food.
Sean just said, "It's crazy. I just cracked open this new book I got today, and the first quote on the preface it says, "The truth contains in religion doctrines are after all so distorted and systematically disguised."
There you go. But just give me a little proof. It's too many stories in these books not to have some proof. I see the pyramids. I see the hieroglyphics. I see the pyramids in America and in Mexico and South America and going towards South America. We see these proofs, but none of these stories in the Bible, you don't see any proof.
Hey man, listen, man. We don't need to give you proof if you have faith.
Their ties.
You gotta have faith, Rich. Why do you need proof?
Oh,
You gotta
yeah,
have faith.
You
Blind,
can't
you gotta
doubt
be
it.
blind faith, right?
Let's not just put Christianity on the block. Every religion that has a book, they replace the word doubt with faith, so you can't investigate.
We don't do investigation anyway. When they say if you want to hide something from us, put it in a book, right? Who created that stereotypical point of view?
Look, we need to stop listening to everybody but ourselves. See, that's our problem.
Don't we love statistics?
We look at these stats. We listen and we make everybody rich but ourselves. We pay attention to everything. We see everything but the right thing. We say everything but the right thing. It's always a black woman next door be like, "Yeah, I seen him in the car. He cheating on her, and she taking two period. She getting 3 welfare checks. Supposed to be getting 1. Blah blah blah. But they can't tell you what to eat."
Holy shit! Hey
When
man.
really they should take those food stamps and buy that electric food.
Hey, no, they won't. No, wait. Since you mentioned that, and these wicks that they give you, since they mentioned that, do you know they even control what you purchase with it?
With
'Cause
WIC, not the
no,
food
they
stamps.
do it with the food stamps as well. You can't buy
What?
certain things
When
with
did
it.
that happen?
That shit been happening. You can't buy certain things with it.
Oh, we got to go back to the paper form.
Oh man, I remember Mom Dukes used to have those. We used to take them shits and go to school. We was live going to school.
Yeah, you got to go. We got to
20s,
go back.
10s,
Yeah, we
5s.
just need to go back to paper form and sell them to get cash. Then we could buy what we need, the electric food.
See, that's the thing. And I'm happy you brought that up. And I don't want nobody to be on food stamps, but I'm happy you brought that up. You know why? Because we are the only set of people that will go to war and put up our battle plans and tell the enemies our battle plans. Everything that so-called blacks do is highlighted for everybody to see it. Blacks brag too much. They put everything about themselves on the forefront. You're going to war, but you're telling your enemy what maneuvers you're going to take, how you're going to maneuver them, how you're going to move when you come. You ever notice that? We're going to
I
strike
do.
until
I recall having shirts that said, I could get 40 for 20. It had the food stamps on the shirt, just broadcasting it to everybody. Like, this is what we do.
Yeah, we go to war. Oh, and just so everybody is aware, we're not the highest percentage on food stamps. we're not the highest killing ourselves either. A lot of these stereotypes is reversed. We're not the savages. We're not the evilest thing on the planet. Those things are heightened and they're lies. Numbers do lie, especially when you don't have control of them.
Look, the people that create statistics are the liars. I mean,
And
we got to stop listening, paying attention to them
you
because
need a you need an IQ test to tell how smart Rich is.
look, if you just look at it, they put it right in your face. Criminal justice system, contract. they put it right in your face. That's how programmed they got you. They love it because it gives them a false sense of power to be like, it's like somebody that trained a dog. Hey, come here, watch me make him sit. Like, now roll over.
Yeah, and Jermaine is absolutely correct. I was in third grade, and I remember I was in a classroom that was full of black kids, and we were acting the fool as we normally did at that age. And we had a German, a female teacher, and she stopped us one day and she said, "Listen, you guys come in class, you act the fool as if this is what you're supposed to do. Do you know that white people are on welfare more than black people?" And I guarantee our whole class got quiet and we looked at that teacher like, what is she talking about? She's like, yeah, you guys don't even know. You're not the majority. You're the minority when it comes to this welfare thing.
And it's not just that. Even abortion rates, they're 70%. They're higher than the so-called African or so-called blacks in everything, crime and everything.
But wait a minute. How many black countries, that went and go colonize and enslave people? How many black countries that went over to Europe and colonized and enslaved? They went to South Africa and they went to South America. They went to Australia and colonized and enslaved.
None.
They
Look
said,
at this.
and they put us when it comes to something that's bad, they put us in it. It's just like Hollywood. At one time, you didn't see no black people in Hollywood unless they was making films about pimps and hoes.
Sidney Poitier never had a film about pimps and hoes, Rich.
Okay, one.
He broke barriers. All right?
He broke barriers, and just like Denzel Washington, you never seen him in the movie where he kissing on a black woman and having a proud black family,
or with a dress on.
And it's always okay. It's a world war out there. They say it's a world war. Ain't nobody fighting with white people.
Hey, look at this. Wait, take that. Let's take this back. Let's look at something simple. Y'all like to say, like, you even got intellectuals saying that, oh, China is the face of the new world that's coming, and I say bullshit. I said the reason, because I know people in the military beyond my family members, and the reason why they let America lets certain countries get lead in the forefront pertaining to something like technology, because they don't see the great gain within it, right? If China is so hot, why don't China have a base on American soil? Why does America, being the country that it is, have a base in every other country, but no other country have a base where they are? I'll wait.
You look beyond the surface. Why is people even listening to this? They've been lying to you your whole life.
They feel if it comes out of a book, Rich, it's good.
Yeah, Jesus came out of a book too.
Yo, you're gonna have the 7 Days Adventists and the Christians showed up at your door tomorrow, right? They got
the 7
free.
Days Adventists are going to have your head.
Well, I'm gonna be here with the Crips and Bloods waiting on them.
And you're speaking about this on your Sabbath. It's about to go down.
Hey, Rich gonna be like Eddie Griffin. Rich gonna be stripped butt ass naked with a chicken Open it.
Listen, the Adventists are not going to be happy about this.
Hey, Rich, you remember Eddie Griffin on Voodoo Child? Eddie Griffin said he waited for them because everybody in the neighborhood's like, yo, the Jehovah Witness is coming. He's like, all right. Rich said he waited till his mom left. He stripped butt ass naked. He got the raw chicken his mother told him to thaw out in the middle of the house. He built a fire. He was there like the voodoo doctor. He said he never seen them ever again come to his house.
Look, and Eddie Griffin looked like a voodoo doll too.
Yo, watch how you talking about my boy, man. My boy is the truth. Hey, man, but to sum it up, man, we're at the end of the show. I know we laugh and we play on here, and it's good to laugh. Laughter is good for the soul. But we have to start taking accountability. We gotta, like Rich always say, question everything. You know? We gotta look at ourselves more and understand that all things are within us. And the reality we want to create, we are the ones that are creating it. We got to stop pointing fingers. Yes, I know there's deception. Yes, I know that we got to fight the hardest to gain over people we're better than. I know sometimes it hurt, but the greatest thing is to get out of the victim mentality, because you're not a victim. You're very profound. You're strong. You're beautiful. You're innovators. There's nothing you can't do. You just got to believe within yourself. And for everyone that's inquiring, send me a friend request at King Jermaine on Facebook. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell on YouTube at MEN-talRollaDeK. On Twitter, add and share at MEN-talRollaDeK. On IG, MEN-talRollaDeK as well. Hey guys, do you have any summaries or conclusion to this live? Because we've been running a marathon for the longest.
Shanae?
Let's see. My conclusion is I'm gonna go with Rich. Pay attention to what's hidden in plain sight. Like that, I'm gonna stick to that criminal justice system. That's a good point to make right there. Stick to, pay attention to what's hidden in plain sight, question everything, and do your research. Don't take what someone tells you as gospel. Research everything.
Yeah, and I'll add to that. Just look at the word justice. It means just us. Look, we protect us. You're not in this club. You're a worker bee. And that's how they treat us in society. I'm not saying anything that isn't known. I just have all day to look and observe. And I look at these things and I question these things. And Black people, we need to stand up and make ourselves wealthy now. We made everybody else wealthy. The continent of Africa feeds the world, but it has the poorest people. And all of the Jews that I talk about, and the white people and the Indians and all the other nationalities, Earth is home for all of us. I'm not a racist. I'm not prejudiced. I'm just calling it like I see it. And what I'm saying is, if you look beyond the surface, the China man is the face of the world. The Asian man is the face of the world. The Australian, the European, the Jewish man, the Indian. Earth is home for all of us. Everybody you see is the story of humanity. But Black people, we need to stop paying attention to everybody but ourselves. We need to stop making everybody wealthy but ourselves. We need to stop, look, and listen and look at our greatness. And that doesn't mean that we have to hate white people and all of this other stuff, because Earth is home for all of us. But there's enough white people helping white people. There's enough Jews helping Jews. There's enough Indians and Arabs helping Arabs. So why would a black man stand up for himself? He preaching hate and all of this stuff. But when they stand up and say that, nobody says anything. This is facts I'm talking. This is not racism. This is not violence. This is facts. Everybody you see is the story of humanity. So a white person has a right to do what they do. Just like we have a right to do what we do if we don't want to run with them or whatever. But we can live together if we get rid of these identities and we get rid of these conditionings and religions and false authorities. You know, this is just what I see and what I'm being shown. We need to follow nature more. Look beyond the surface, because nature doesn't work by laws. It works by positive energy and principle. Laws are created by man to create justice. You don't have to create justice in positive energy, because that's what we are. We are natural. Just flow with it. What does nature say? If you look at what nature says, it's a contradiction to what all these religious books are saying. Nature says man come from a woman, not from a rib or some spare ribs. And when you question these religions, they give you this pimp answer. And maybe I should start calling a new character Mac and Cheese, Reverend Mac and Cheese, because they're giving you these pimp lines and you don't even know what to eat. So what I'm saying, look beyond the surface. Question the religion, question the government, question them, and because our kids is important. I don't want to get too long-winded on it, but the kids are important because the kids are going to do whatever adults say. So we got to look out for the children. And we got to change
Great conclusion, Rich. They talking like they don't need you. In fact, they not your people, they blood, but they will leave you on steps. Looking simple through facts, they all evil. The root, if not money, the evil is more legal. Mind leader, the mind what you think is more legal. Sheep leader, the shepherd, lust, drugging the people. Love, condition like news to the sheep who I met. All the people I cried, but no tears coming. I spent time carrying minds without a damn month. Funds ain't funds no more without an income. Sex without bigger, pussy isn't the same come. Read between the line, if not, go ahead and short some.
Real talk.
My sugar, that shit in your plankton. Fly ain't fly no more without a damn pump. Work ain't a worker no more without a boss, son. Does the bullet hit the same without the damn gun? Just explain, son.